I thought it was okay. I thought in the first half, first half, I thought we played pretty well. We created, I thought, a number of good chances. I thought we had a little more of the game. The goal we took was a little unfortunate. Again, I can't tell if it was offsides or not from my perspective. It looked a little bit like offsides, but only you can tell if you're sitting in line with it. But I thought we did well. I thought we deserved the goal in that half. It would have been a little bit unjust if we would have came out behind at halftime. Second half, I thought, they had a little more of the game early on, especially in the second half. I thought we attacked sporadically. I think we actually had the better of the chances, but they had the better of the ball possession. I think we countered a little bit more, tried to get forward at them at speed, but at the end we couldn't put anything away. Weaver's header was probably the closest chance we had in the second half, but we were around the goal a few times.
You guys were able to get a lot of opportunities through the air. How much of that is Chad Marshall, and how much of it is the service you guys are getting from the outside?
Well, service is important. I think our set pieces were dangerous. Our corners are dangerous, and obviously that's an element that Chad brings with him when he comes to a team, and one of the reasons that we wanted to go get him as well. So, that gives us some danger, and we really haven't done a ton of work yet on corners and free kicks and things like that. So as we work on that more, from here until the first regular season game, I think that'll be something that'll become more dangerous for us.
How important is that? How big of an addition is that to have that danger on set plays?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always something in a tight game. Oftentimes games are decided by a set piece or a corner kick or something like that. So, knowing that you as a team always feel comfortable or feel dangerous in those situations is important.
Does the decision-making get any tougher, both with you playing so many guys and then with Houston being so different? It's not like your first half team, played the same opponents as the second half team.
No, I mean, obviously Houston played pretty much almost their whole first team in the first half. We mixed our guys a little bit more. So from that standpoint, I thought it was a good test for us. We're trying to make some final decisions on some players in terms of roster decisions. We had made a decision before the game that we played 45 minutes, two groups, and they had made that same decision. So it worked out okay at the end. Yeah.
Are you getting any clarity at your goalkeeper position?
Yeah, Fry played well today.
Yeah.
And Hanneman's played well as well. I think their goals against are pretty close or pretty similar, but I don't know.
Also, the Cosmos put out a release today on Jimmy Hockford. Can you say anything about that?
Yeah, we're happy, and we like Jimmy as a player. I mean, today he had to play outside back. He's really much more of a center back. But we were pleased that we were able to sign him, and at the same token find an opportunity where he's going to get games. So the loan with the Cosmos is great because he's going to get a full season's worth of games there, and I think that'll help his development as he continues because he's definitely a player for the future.
And I wanted to ask about Brad Evans. Just in long term, I know you've coached him for a long time, and in what ways have you seen him grow over the time you've been able to see him play?
Well, I think the number one area where Brad's grown is just confidence. The first time I had Brad when I brought him into the youth national team, back in 2005 or whatever, he was a kid who was in awe of the situation, and it was like, wow, I'm here. I can't believe that. I was just playing for the Anteaters the other day, and now I'm here. And so over that time, it's just confidence, and he's had different steps and different stages along the way in terms of turning pro, being part of an MLS championship team, coming to Seattle, being an important cornerstone in our franchise, and then getting to the national team. And with each step, I think his confidence has gotten better, and the game is, when players improve, the game becomes slower to them. They see it easier and better, and he's definitely doing that.
And what does it say about his persistence that he was able to finally break through with the national team after it didn't quite happen for him for several years?
Well, I mean, players are always going to try and play their best soccer when they step up and play for their club team, and that's what he did day in and day out. And then it ended up being a situation where he became a fit for Jurgen. It was probably a little bit of a, like patching a flat tire at first when he put him at right back because, they had a need, and, okay, this guy's a little bit versatile, let's go there. And then Brad got off to a good start there, scored a big goal, and is trying to make the position his own. So, from that standpoint, you want to play well all the time, and you got to persevere. That's the way it is in this game.
Talk a little about Mike Zera and what you've seen from him so far in the camp.
Mike's done well. You know, I thought he played well the other night against Charleston against us. Obviously, he's a more integral part of their team today. We asked him in the second half to play a little bit more of Ozzy's role. You know, but I thought as the game went on, he became more confident, got more balls. You know, I think early on he was probably a little conservative. You know, but I like Michael. I like his attitude, his demeanor. You know, you know, he fits in well with our group. You know, he's played well. You know, he's good with the ball. We were forced to play him at outside back a few games, and he did very well at outside back as well.
What's his role? I mean, what do you see him playing if he makes the squad?
Well, he's a player. He's a player that obviously can play in the middle of midfield. He's a guy who's an option in case something happens with Alonso. But he's also a player who can play, I think, either right or left back if we need that as well. I think he's a pretty versatile player. He's pretty tactically clued in, and that makes a big difference.
Did you see everything you wanted out of this game?
Yeah.
Help you make those decisions?
Yeah, I didn't see enough goals, but I saw everything else. Yeah.
Alex, and just talk about his progression from year 1 to year 2 in
Kaskin?
MLS. Yes.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Alex had a great first year for us. I think second year was a little bit disappointing for him, I think, as well. You know, he's a little more inconsistent. You know, and he's been playing better and better as this camp's gone on.
And what does he got to do to kind of take that next step and become more of a fixture in your lineup?
It's just for every player. It's the same. It's just consistency. You know, it's you got to know. You know, everybody talks, experienced players going to make big plays. Now, what experienced players do is the valleys are not very deep. You know, and you know, when they're still young players or inexperienced players, is the better way to do it. You know, they've got valleys. They got peaks and valleys, and guys who that you want as a coach is guys who have peaks and no valleys.
Technically, pace-wise, he's there.
He's okay.
Yeah,
he's okay with that. Okay.
Thank you.